Dear friends, welcome to Selenium with CHAS Training Session 3. Hope you are enjoying the videos posted so far. In today's session, I will discuss what is web element and how we can identify the web element with different element locator techniques available in Selenium WebDriver. And once element is identified, right, we can perform the different operation. So what is web element and element locator? So web element represent an HTML element. HTML documents are made up by HTML element. HTML element are written with a start tag and end tag with the content in between. So there will be a lot of tags available. So I will show you one by one what is the significance of each and every tag. But locator can be termed as an address that identifies a web element uniquely within the web page. Locator are the HTML properties of a web element. So definitely if you want to identify the element, that locator techniques, right, should be unique. Otherwise, same locator name, there can be multiple different element available, and definitely it will not be possible to identify the element correctly, right? So it might be challenges. So element locator are common for all browser. So in case you are identifying the element with IE browser, and in case you are working with Chrome browser, or in case you are working with Firefox browser, but element locator will never change, it will remain constant across all the browser. There is a diverse range of web element available in any web page. Whenever you are browsing any web page, right, or any site you are navigating, you can find lot of plenty of different type of element, right? It can be input box, it can be checkbox, it can be radio button, it can be drop down field, it can be images, it can be hyperlink or link, it can be web table, it can be frame, it can be combo box, right? So there are a lot of plenty different web element you can find out, but your objective is to identify those web element with the help of element locator technique, and after identification is done, we can perform the operation. So how we can inspect the element? So we can open any web page in any browser first, that is the first criteria. So suppose say I am opening any web page in the Chrome browser's Facebook page, right? Then you need to press F12 button from your keyboard, F12 button from your keyboard. It can be desktop or laptop, but your button will be same, F12, right? So that is the step I have written here. After that, there will be inspector icon will be there. There will be inspector icon, you can see. Otherwise, you can press Ctrl Shift and C at the same time. Ctrl Shift and C at the same time, right? If you click it and then if you mouse over, right, that inspector button to any element, right, it will give you the all the attribute of the element. Suppose say the email field I want to inspect, right? So just place keep the mouse over there, right? So that you can get all the details of the element details, right? So you can see whenever you are hovering your mouse, right, it is starting with some tag name. So here the tag is input, because it's the input box, so its tag name is starting with input. Type is text, right? You can enter something. There's a class name, right? And definitely that input is tag is getting close, but it is in the div, right? Means some sort of table is there. But if you go with some right button, right, you can see this is tag name starting with button, right? Class, right, name, login is available, all this stuff is available. In case it is a link or hyperlink, right, so tag name will start with anchor link A, right, and there is a class and text will be available. In case it is an image, right, you can see the tag name will start with image. So that's why by tag name itself you can definitely get to know what are the type of this element. In case that is IMG or SRC, it will be image. In case it is input, it can be input text box, or it can be a radio button, it can be checkbox like that. In case it is a static tag name starting with A, right, it will be link or hyperlink. In case tag name is starting with button, right, in case it will be definitely button, right. In case tag name is starting with select, so it will be drop down field. In case tag name is starting with div, it will be table. In case tag name is starting with td, tr, right, it will be also table. So that's why by the tag name itself you can definitely get to know that what is the type of element all about, right? So let's inspect one element and let's see, and then if you want to get the details of the element properties, right, you can simply right click here and you can copy it, and you can copy the element and you can paste it any notepad. Okay, so definitely you can get all the details. You can see the tag name is starting with input, so if input box type is text, this is the class name, this is the name, this is the email ID. But whatever, if a reference you are taking, that should be uniquely identified. Otherwise, your element should be in the first position. Otherwise, it will not consider the correct way. Okay. Then what are the different element locators available? So it is common across the Selenium. It does not matter whether you are using like Selenium with Java, Python or C#. But definitely, I mean, coding can be different, but element locator will be still same, 8 available. ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, CSS selector and the XPath. So definitely first we will try to identify with the ID, name or class name. In case it is a link, we can go with the link text or partial link in case a link or hyperlink, right? In case we are not able to identify the element uniquely or the ID, name, class name is not available, we can take the default CSS selector or XPath. Otherwise, we can create our own custom CSS or XPath. So I will be creating separate video for how we can create the customized XPath or CSS selector. You no need to worry, just follow my video sequentially, and I can guarantee you that you can definitely learn Selenium WebDriver with C# thoroughly. Just go through the videos and practice more. So you can see whenever you want to identify the element with the ID, syntax will be driver.findElement by .id and ID name. So that ID is the locator techniques and this is the value of the locator, corresponding locator. Otherwise the remaining part will still constant for all the locator. Driver is the object or instance of the iWebDriver interface, whatever you are using with C# or C#. Find element is the methods available in the iWebDriver. By provides a mechanism by which to find element within a document. ID is the element locator technique, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, CSS XPath, all are the element locator techniques or attribute, and this is the corresponding value. Okay. So we will try to implement all the element locator techniques, and we will try to identify the element through 8 element locator techniques, and then after identification is done, we will try to perform the different operation. So ID, name and class name we can use for especially for the web edit box, check box, all this stuff in case the value is present here. So here we will first try to inspect the element, right, that email field. So okay, so here you can see for the email field, name is there, email, ID is there, so we can identify with ID or email, right? So these two part we will try to cover it, right? So here if you go to the if you already opened the Visual Studio, so I already in the last class I already created a new project, right, which is the Selenium WebDriver tutorial, and in the same project I will try to explain you so that it will be very easy. So you know that you first need to install the Visual Studio. After that installation is done, you need to restart your computer, then you need to open the Visual Studio and you need to create a project. Once the project is created successfully, you need to add the references for Selenium WebDriver and the Chrome driver, right? And I have removed everything. So this is my class name startpoint.cs, and this is my project name Selenium WebDriver tutorial, and this is my main method. Apart from that, everything I have removed it, and then I am creating an object or instance for the iWebDriver interface with the help of Chrome driver class, right? And I am maximizing the driver. I am passing the URL for Facebook page, so that Facebook page will open. Now I will identify that email field, and I will definitely try to perform some operation. So email field is a text field, right? We can enter something. So we'll be using the send key method. First we'll identify the element with the help of driver dot find element. So in case it's single element, we can use find element. In case it is giving me multiple element, it will be, we need to use the find elements. So find element, and then it will be by dot, right, ID or name. I can use it, name, and here I need to give the name here. So within the double quote, so what is the name of the field? Here we already taken, the name is the email, right? So that we can take it from here. So this is a text field, so I need to use send keys, right? I need to enter some value. Okay, you can see this is the void return type. It is coming from iWeb element and it is string text. Okay, so here I will be passing some string value. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay, we need to end with semicolon. The next field I will try to inspect with ID. So I already covered here the name, right? And the next one I will try to cover with ID. So next field, let's try to inspect it, right, with the password field. So we can see the ID is coming as pass, right? So the next field I will try to inspect with the ID as password. So which is the password field, right? Pass. So similar way, driver dot find element by dot id. Here I will be using pass. So it is also text field, so I can use send keys. Here I can use some value, enter some value. So password 1, 2, 3, and I can. Okay, so this is the line of code I want to write it. Okay, so I am creating a driver object or instance for the iWeb driver interface and the Chrome driver class, and I will be maximizing that browser once it is open. I will enter the URL for Facebook page, and then with the different element locator technique I will try to identify the element. So there are a lot of element is there. First I will try to cover the ID and the name. So with name I already identified one element, right? So this is the first element I have identified with the name, and the second element I have identified with the help of ID. So these two will be covered, and let's see whether the value, whether with this approach with the element locator name and ID are we able to identify the element successfully, and we are able to perform the operation, right, which is the entering the value with the help of send keys method. Let's try to execute the lines of code whatever we have written so far. So it is starting, will started. So it will launch the browser. This is Selenium WebDriver tutorial.exe file is getting executed. So it will launch the Chrome browser first. It is trying to debug the code in C, any kind of error is there. So Chrome browser was started successfully. So it will maximize the window and it will enter the URL for the Facebook page. Once the page is fully loaded, it will try to identify email and password field, and it will try to enter the value. You can see the email field value harder than login test 123 has been entered here, right? And the password field password 13 has been entered. If you want to check, you can see it has been entered. So my code is perfectly working fine, right? So two element locator techniques I have covered it, right? So let's comment out these two lines of code. Then now I will try to get few other locator technique. Okay, so here the next one I will try to cover is class name, okay, and then tag name. Okay, so class name. So whenever we have identified the element, right, we already first identify the class name is there. You could see here the class is there, right, input text, and this is the class. But you should remember that whenever you want to take the class name, if this, in case there is space is there, right, it will not consider. So you have to take the part where there is no spaces available. Okay, otherwise you can use dot in case some space is there. Okay, but here the class name is not unique, right? That part, if you want to take that constant part where there is no space, you can see it is not unique. Just press Ctrl F. Okay, here Ctrl F, and enter that class name. You could see there is 3 element is there. But in case if you want to inspect the first element, so definitely you will consider. For the second and third, you will not consider. Okay, you can see. So if the class name first of 1 of 3, that means the first field is getting email field. I can easily identify with the help of class name. So that is the reason in case you are not able to uniquely identify any kind of stuff, any field, right? With the class name, you definitely you can create your own customized XPath or CSS in the coming sessions, right, I will try to cover how to create customized XPath or CSS in case you are not able to identify the element uniquely with any element locator technique. So here I will try to go with the class name. So same thing, I will take it. Here instead of by name, it will be class name, by dot class name. Okay, you can see here class name. So here I will give the class name, whatever is the constant part. Otherwise, still the line of code will still remain same. Okay, you can see here. Then, so this is the one identification is done. So which is the email field? I am able to enter it. Then I will click on the login field, right, after entering the email, right. So you can see it is starting with button. So tag name, right. So I can identify the element with the help of tag name button, right. So let's try to create a web element. So in case it is a button, right. So you can see there are a lot of buttons will be there in the page. So that might be a problem. Okay, you could see. But in case the button is the first button, so it should take the it should not create any problem. Okay. Otherwise, in case the button is not the first one, if you want to click the other one, you have to create your own customized XPath or CSS selector. So I will be identifying the element with the help of tag name. So driver dot find element by dot tag name. Dot tag name. So here what is the tag name? Tag name is the button. Okay, so it is a button, right. Definitely we will be clicking or submitting the button, right, so that we can directly submit the button or click here dot submit, okay, or click whatever you want, right. So now just try to execute it. So ID and name already covered. So now I am trying to cover class name and text name, tag name. So here I am identifying the element with the class name, that is the element email field, and then login field I am trying to identify it with the help of tag name, which is the button is the tag name, right? And it is just this is submit button, so I can click on the submit, right? I can use that submit method. I can call the submit method. Let's see whether it's working or not. The other two web element with the different web element technique, with different web element locator technique. So it will launching the Chrome browsers, it will maximize the browser, it will load the page for Facebook page, it will identify the first element, right, with the help of class name entering, and again with the tag name it will try to click on the login button. So it is clicking here. You could see, right, because that particular I mean we did not enter the, right, maybe is not connected to the account, right. So that is the reason once entering the ID field, right, email ID and clicking on the login button, the error message is coming. So my code is perfectly working fine. So I already covered another two field, right. Okay, so this is two already done. Next I will cover it for the CSS and XPath. So in this session I will take the default CSS or XPath. I will not create any customized XPath CSS, but in the coming session definitely I will try to create our own customized XPath or CSS, where in case the same attribute is available, same value is available for multiple attribute or element, we can definitely create our own XPath or CSS uniquely. And through unique identifier, we can easily identify the element uniquely. We no need to rely on the the default mechanism of Selenium Web Dev. Right? You can see here, I can identify the element here, right? Email field, and then if you right click here, right, and you copy it, there's an option called copy XPath or copy selector. So I can copy XPath, so that with the XPath I can identify the element, right? So here instead of class name, it will be XPath by dot XPath. You can see XPath is coming. So I simply need to change the value of the XPath, whatever I have copied default value, right? So that is the default value coming. So it should be single quote, not the double quote. That is the reason it is coming. I think that's gone. Then now next field, right? The next field, the password, right? Password field or the login field, right? I can select it and then I will go for the CSS. So I need to copy and then copy CSS selector, not XPath. So that one I will identify with the help of selector, CSS selector. So here I will be changing it to by.css. You can see this coming CSS selector, and here I need to change the value of the button to CSS selector value, corresponding value. So it is a button here, so I can use either submit or click. So better it to use a click operation also. You can see this coming. So now we are using another two element locator technique, which is the CSS selector and the XPath. So ID, name, class name, tag name already covered. Now I am taking the default CSS selector and default XPath. Here we are not yet creating any customized XPath or CSS selector. So let's try to go with the run the code and let's see whether my identification element identification is successful with those default XPath and default CSS selector, and definitely my code is working properly or not. So Chrome driver started successfully. So it is opening the Chrome browser, maximizing the browser. It is loading the Facebook page. It will identify the email field. Okay. It is creating some exception. Okay. So unable to locate an element with the XPath expression, whatever has been given here, because of the following error, syntax failed to execute. So XPath, it is not able to identify it, right? So we will try to take the another way, right, to XPath one more time. Okay. So in case any error message is there, it will be throwing the error message, right? You can see that error message is coming because that element locator is not able to identify, value is not matching here. Okay. So we will try to take the default XPath once more time, or we will create our own XPath. In case sometime default maybe some sort of problem can be there, right? Let's try to paste it once more time. Okay, here why the error message is coming? Unable to locate an element with the XPath expression ID because of the following error. Okay, you can see definitely this coming here. Okay, so I can create a XPath for this one, right? I can create a customized XPath. Okay, so this is the different part, right? Email or ID. So I can create an XPath. If you want to create a customized XPath, so you can give the double slash input, then you can give third bracket @ID equal to email. You can see the XPath is getting created uniquely, right? So that's why I can create my customized XPath in case sometime default XPath is not working. Now we can change it. Let's try to change it and let's see whether it's working or not. Still unable to locate an element with the XPath expression because of the following error, syntax error failed to execute. Evaluate document, the string email is not valid XPath. Now I have changed it here now. by.xpath. So I have changed the default XPath to a customized XPath. Similarly for the CSS field or CSS selector field, for the login button I have also changed it. So that's why I have created the CSS selector. So this is the tag name is the button, and then attribute name equal to login. So that's why I am creating the CSS selector for the login button. And so I have created both way. But sometimes default should work. You no need to worry. In case it is not working, you have to create your own customized XPath or CSS selector. I will be creating a separate sessions, right? How to create own XPath and CSS selector, and so that you can easily, uniquely identify the element. Once element identification is done, you can perform any operation based on the element type, web element type, right? So now here I am trying to cover two more element locator technique. One is XPath and one is selector. Let's try to execute the code. Let's see whether with the help of CSS selector and XPath are we able to identify the element and the operation is successful or not. So Chrome diver was started successfully. So it will launch the Chrome browser. It will maximize the browser and it will identify the web element and then it will perform the operation. So you can see this entering the value and clicking on the login button, right? So my code is working fine with another two different element locator technique. Okay. So here I have covered 6 out of 8. So this is 2 more. So I already covered ID, name, class name, tag name and CSS selector and the XPath I have covered. Now I will cover link text and partial link text, right? So link text and partial link text should be applicable only for the in case any link or hyperlink is present. So here suppose say in the Facebook page there is a link, right, called forgotten password or create a page, suppose say. So I want to click on the create a page. In case in a particular link text, right, so if you mouse over or inspect element to any of the link, right, you can see the link, the tag name is starting with A and there is a text there, right, create a page. So sometime in case for a particular page, for a particular link, the text is fixed throughout it, so you can use link text and you can give the fixed component. But sometime, right, for that particular text some component can be fixed, some component can be volatile, right? If you give that text completely, so every time it will change and it will not able to identify the element uniquely. So you should use partial link text. Even for the big text, right, you can use for the partial link text. Okay, so in case the text is very big, you can use the partial link text, or in case some of the component of the link text is fixed, some of the thing is dynamic, it can change every time, you can go for the static component, the partial link text. Otherwise you can use link text where you need to use full text of the link, right? So first I will try to identify with the full length of with the link text. So here I will be using driver dot find element by dot link text, and I need to give the full text, right, of the link. So it is a link, I need to click here, right, I need to click. So it is a link, right, so I need to click here. So let's try to run the code and let's see whether that create a page link is getting clicked or not with the help of link text element locator technique. So Chrome diver was started successfully. So it will launch the Chrome browsers, it will maximize the browser and it will try to identify that link, create a page, and it will click on that with the help of link text. You can see that is clicking, right, create a page link is getting clicked here. Okay, so my code is working perfectly fine, right? Then now say here whatever text is available, right, create a page. So still create and A is fixed, but page can be changed every time. It can be sometime page, sometime logo, sometime page 1, sometime page 2, page 3, like that. So I know that create till A part is fixed, and after that the remaining part is not fixed, it can be dynamic. So instead of the link text I will be using partial link text. So here instead of link text you can use partial link text. Okay, and you can give the partial component, right? So I know that till create and space A is still fixed, that part will never change, right? And that after the space and the page part can change, so definitely that volatile component I will simply ignore and I will go for partial link text instead of link text, because I will be using partial part which is the fixed one, right? And then I can identify the link and I can perform the operation. So let's try to click execute the code again and let's see with the help of partial link text are we able to identify the element or link, and then are you able to click on that link. So Chrome diver was started successfully and it is launching the browser, maximizing the browser, Facebook page is getting loaded, and immediately in a few seconds time, right, it is clicking on the create a page. So my code is working fine, with the partial link text as well. Okay. So these are the different element locator techniques available. So no need to worry. In case you are able to identify it with ID, name or class name, then you can easily identify the element uniquely. In case those element locator technique is not available for a particular element, you can go with your custom XPath or CSS selector. In case it is a link, right, you can still go with link text and partial link text. Okay. So web element, right? So whenever you are opening any web page, right, there will be lot of plenty element will be there, but each and every element first you need to inspect it, you need to identify the unique property, and then you can perform the operation. So first you need to press F12 button here, right, and then you need to click on the inspect element, right, that button here, F12 button, you need to mouse over the element which you want to inspect it, right, and once the inspection is done, you will be getting the different attribute or different element locator value. In case those value is getting matched for ID, class or name, you can definitely uniquely identify it. Otherwise, you can go for your own customized XPath or CSS selector. And then once the element identification is done, with the help of driver.find element by dot element locator and locator value, and you can perform the operation based on the element locator type, right? In case it is a text box, you can enter it some value. You can see it is a link, hyperlink. You can click click it. In case it is a button, right, you can click it or submit it, right. In case it is a checkbox, you can check it or uncheck it like that. Okay, so that's all from today's session. Thank you.